Good morning. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Larry. I got monetized in 3 weeks on YouTube. Monetized. 4,000 watch hours. I think 1,000 subscribers at the time. And I got 10,000 subs in 5 months. I'm going to explain to you how I did it in this video. I should give you all hope. If you've ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, I should give you all hope. First of all, I want to thank all the people who have subscribed to my channel. It still amazes me. I mean, it's shocking to me that people will watch these videos, let alone subscribe. But I am thankful for each and every one of you. I love the comments. I love the feedback, and I am thankful for you all. I almost felt like this was kind of be like a clickbait video, but it's true. I'm not sure how I did it. If you're looking for some magic pill or some magic bullet, this isn't going to be it, but I'm going to tell you how I did it. All I know is what I've done. Last winter, I had coffee with a friend of mine from another church, and he invited a couple other guys there. One of them was a younger guy. He's probably in his early, maybe mid-30s, kind of a scruffy looking dude, and didn't look like he had 2 nickels rubbed together. Come to find out, he's a highly successful YouTuber. I mean, highly successful. He reached he reached levels that most of us only dream about. Had something to do with music, and I'm not sure what it was. I looked at his channel. I still couldn't figure it out, but apparently music people understood it. And he encouraged me at that time because we were talking about it. And because I was thinking about it at that time, he says, you ought to make 10 or 15 of them. Just put them out there. See what you got. He said, I'll help you if you need help. I said, okay. Well, I had me a new friend that knew YouTube. But let's face it, I've got a face made for radio. I know that. My vocabulary is limited, to say the least. But so I started looking around. I made a couple of test videos on my desktop computer. Made a couple of test videos. And I thought they were decent until I looked at them again. And I thought, oh gosh, Larry, these are terrible. Nobody's ever going to watch this stuff. So I kind of put it aside. But in the meantime, I'm still on YouTube, like a lot of you all are, scrolling through different things. I ran across a couple of retirement channels that talks to people in retirement and those approaching retirement. And I thought, man, that guy's good. I can never be that good. But then I saw a handful of people who thought, I can do this. If they can do this, I can do this. And that's when I started. So I saw what others were doing. But I had coffee this week with a friend of mine from childhood, and it just reinforced the reason why I'm doing this channel. He worked we're the same age. He's a year older, I think. He worked in a large manufacturing company here in Cincinnati, and worked there 40 years. Big pension, Social Security, big 401k. I mean, he was kind of bragging about it in an offhand sort of way. But the rest of his life, not so good. Not so good. But that's another story. But it just reinforced. I think there's a whole lot of people out there like me and some of you watching this channel. They're struggling with some things. You're struggling with family. You're struggling with finances. You're struggling with your health. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to create a community where we could help each other. So I made some test videos. They were terrible. But the reason I started, I eventually thought, I'm going to do this. I was bored. I did my last job in April. For those who don't know, I was a painting and drywall contractor specializing in rehabbing houses, taking ugly property somebody's lived in for a long time and make it look pretty. I got a lot of satisfaction, made some really good money, and I was very pleased. I was very pleased with my work. I enjoyed my work. You take something ugly and make it pretty every day. And I made really good money when I was working. But I did my last job in April, and after that, it was a 4-day job, and it like to killed me. And I'm in pretty good shape for the shape I'm in. And I just decided that I was not, I couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore. I did do 2 small pro bono jobs after that, but that was about it. So I started. I posted 10, 11, I think it was 11 videos. Got just a handful of subscribers, hardly any views. So I did what any YouTuber would do. I looked to see what other people are doing. What are they talking about? I didn't even know there was this thing on my YouTube studio that see what's trending, what people want to hear, what people are looking for. So I discovered that, and I did one video. It's called Retired and Broke. You can check it out if you want to. It's not very good. It's made in a van like this is. I was going to go outside today, but it's just too cold outside. So I drove over here to the river. And I like it over here, and it's beautiful. But I wasn't quite dressed warm enough for it. So, but retired and broke, and bam! I mean, literally within 3 or 4 days, within a handful of days, I was I was monetized, which meant I met the minimum criteria. Now I have to give all the credit to my one granddaughter. I won't mention her name, and my wife, uh, Wendy. Um, they encouraged. I was ready to quit. She came over. The granddaughter came over to cut our grass one time, and that's after I'd posted like 10 or 11, and I said, "I'm just ready to quit. Nobody's watching this stuff. Come on, pops. You said you do it for a month." My wife said the same thing. "Come on, Larry. You said you do it for a month." So I thought, okay. That's why I posted retired and broke. Literally within a few days, I was monetized. And now it's like crap. I was self-employed contractor my whole life. This was just like for fun and maybe a hobby. And all of a sudden, I had a business on my hands. I didn't know what to do with it. I knew nothing about AdSense. I knew nothing about any of this stuff. So then I had to start. I had to start working at it a little bit. Now I do work. I'll be honest with you. I work at least an hour a day on my business, and I consider this a business. About an hour a day, sometimes 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing. Some research. But here's what I've learned from YouTube. You'll notice I do no editing. No editing. I know there's a real simple software. I got a good friend of mine that does a lot of media stuff. In fact, I got a couple friends. They said they show me how to edit if I want to. No, you're going to get the real deal. No editing, unless it's really bad. If it's really bad, I'll just make it again. You'll notice I don't use any thumbnails, just a screenshot, and that's fine with me. I know there's some fancy pants thumbnails out there, but I don't use any of them. I don't know if it's hurting me or helping me. I'm not going to. A lot of channels have now that I'm monetized, they have this buy me a coffee link you can post, and I don't want anybody to buy me a coffee. My audience, I don't want to reach into your pocket for anything. There's no super thanks. I'm qualified for that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sell any merchandise. Now, a lot of channels sell merchandise. I'm all for that. I'm all for free enterprise. If you want to sell merchandise, if you want to sell a coffee cup or a shirt or something like it, I have no problem with that. It's just not for me. I'm not going to do it. I have enough stuff in my house. There's no memberships. I'm qualified. I can do memberships if I want to. Have some special things going on. I'm not going to do that. Now, I think that's a really good idea for like high-tech channels. I do subscribe to a couple of them that they have memberships, but I don't buy into the memberships, so I think it's probably worth it. I don't use a teleprompter or AI. I use AI sometimes for research, and it's a good tool, but I don't use a teleprompter. I cannot watch a channel where they're reading off a teleprompter, and you can tell they're reading off a teleprompter. And I just can't. I can't do it. I've watched a couple of people. They are reading off their computer. They have their camera set up somewhere. They're reading off their computer word for word from an AI generated script, and they're being successful. I thought, well, maybe I should do that. No, I'm not going to do that. What you see is what you get, and if that's the way they want to do it, it's their business. They can do it any way they want to. In fact, it was brought to my attention today about doing a live stream. I've never watched a live stream. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never watched a live stream, and I wait till they're posted, and the whole thing's done. Now I'll scroll through and get kind of glean some of the things I want to glean out of it. I try to answer all the comments. I'll tell you how slow I am. It took me at least 2 months to figure out how to answer the comments. You got comments over here, you got comments over there, you got comments over there. And I'm still probably missing some, but I try to answer most comments. Now, I do block some people. I have blocked, I'm going to say 7 or 8 people since I've started this channel. If you're rude, obnoxious, insulting, you're gone. I don't need that in my life. You can have a difference of opinion. I have no problem with that as long as you do it respectfully, and I won't block you. But when you're rude, no, you're gone. I don't need that. Now, I may do some sponsorships. I'm starting to get contacted now about doing some sponsorships, or uh, I forget what they're called. Oh, I am going to do some affiliate marketing. I am going to do some of that through Amazon, but I'm not gonna push it on anybody. But I'm getting some calls for sponsorships. I've had probably not a lot, but probably 4 or 5 wanting to know if I want to collaborate with them and make some extra money. And a lot of people do that, and I'm fine with that if that's what they want to do. They'd have to offer me a pretty good sack full of money before I'd do a sponsorship on a video. But who knows? Who knows what the future will be? If it's a product I truly believe in, I may do it as long as it's short and sweet and to the point. Um, what I'd really like some feedback on is, what do you all want to hear about? What are some of the subjects and topics that you all would like to talk about? And leave them in the comments, because I'd really like to know. And would you like to see more of my wife? She did one video with me, Mrs. Larry's retirement. Her name is Wendy. Would you like to see more of her? She's more than willing to come on. It's not one of her passions, but she's more than willing to come on. If you'd like to see more of her, just let me know in the comments. This is not rocket scientist. My advice to anybody wanting to start a YouTube channel, or you're in one now, just keep pressing on, keep putting them out there. You'll hit 1 or 2 and you'll think, the light bulb will kind of go on a little bit, and you do more like that. And before you know it, you may become successful. I found out, once I did a little research, I found out only 3 to 5% of YouTube channels ever reach 10,000 subscribers. So I feel incredibly blessed and humbled. I mean, it's almost laughable to me. I'm sorry, I'm not insulting anybody, but it's almost laughable to me. I never. If you told me a year ago I'd be doing this, I said, "You're out of your. You're crazy. I'll never do something like that." But anyway, that's all I've got for now. If you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. Until we meet again, I'm going to continue to press on towards that goal.